Good morning, Salem Spirit fans. We're coming here today with a special conversation for actually a Salem alumni. So we're going to talk today to Sawyer Ferguson, who's joining us all the way from Montana. So first of all, Sawyer, thank you for joining us from Montana. And from me, you can send me a Yellowstone um, shirt anytime you want to. So
Yeah, yeah, no
that's
joke.
fine.
Absolutely.
Um,
Thanks for having me.
of course. I gotta say, like this is the first time you're going to be our very first interview that we've actually ever done on Zoom and then post on Instagram. So I'm hoping
All
this is going to
right.
go well. So
Whoop,
we'll
whoop.
see.
We'll
Yeah,
see.
exactly. Exactly. You were the first to do something else. We'll talk about that in a minute, but you're gonna be the first to do this, I hope, once I get it downloaded. But
Yeah, we'll
let's
see.
hope. Let's hope. For starters, so I guess this is more of a me question. This is more
Mhm.
of a sports information guy kind of question. You set the record like for 46 goals scored. You graduated in 2015, your final season of 2014, you left as the program's all-time goal scoring leader. How much did you know what you had done by the time you left? Did you know what did you know about it?
Honestly, I would have never known any of those stats unless it were for my coaches telling me
Okay,
that.
cool.
Yeah, it
Well,
was never in the back of my mind.
okay. Well, you can thank me, I guess, then,
Yeah.
because I went through and when I first got to Salem in golly, 20 okay, 2019 now, look back
Mhm.
on it. And my first year I kind of started digging through all the information and it was really interesting because I dug through all the old files and put them all together, digitized them, and made sure that everything was good.
Yeah.
Jay Callahan, your coach, had actually left me in really good shape with that. He had already put them kind of in storage. So I brought them all back, put together a record book, and now we know, hey, Sawyer Ferguson's the all-time leading goal scorer. So I guess going off of that, what does having or what did having the record mean to you personally?
Oh man. It honestly, that was more than a personal accomplishment. Or like I'm proud of my soccer skills type thing. It has a deeper meaning. And what I mean by that is my sixth, yeah, I think it was my sixth soccer game at Salem, I broke my leg.
Oh
And
wow.
so snapped my tibia in half, spent a week in the hospital, was in a wheelchair, on crutches, the whole 9 yards. And, I just moved across the whole US to be at this school. And so I didn't have family around to come tend to me. And it would have been a awful 6 months. But it would have been even worse, like extraordinarily worse, if I didn't have the absolute support from my teammates, my coaches, the athletic trainer, and really the whole school, to be honest. The school moved all of my classes to the bottom floor because we don't have elevators there.
Right.
I know my teammates, like notably Jessie Carter, she came and wheeled me to class every single morning. My coaches, like Jay Callahan and Mike Holman, they took me under their wings and included me in their family during that rough time. Um, the athletic trainer, Eddie, if he's still there.
Eddie Stevens. Eddie's actually not still here, so he
No.
might be
Oh,
watching though. Yeah, he might be watching.
man. He took
Yeah.
me to every single weekly physical therapy appointment and worked with me every single day. And that spring, I was on the field again playing.
Wow.
So for that next year and the following years, for me to set and break records was really a token of appreciation to everyone around me. Um, and to be honest, multiple times during that time or after that, I always thought to myself, if I was at a D1 college or a big university, would I have received that same support? Would the outcome would have been the same? Like, would I have continued playing soccer? All that crossed my mind. And to be honest, I think I was at the right place at the right
Right.
time for that tragic injury to happen. And
Wow.
yeah, I'll be forever grateful.
Yeah, that's quite a story because I mean,
Yeah.
it has to be, they talk to NFL players about you go out and you break a leg, you come back and after you've broken your tibia or your fibula or whatever it is, how much did it play in your head the next time that you kind of went out on the field, to go out there and play? Did that kind of resonate in your mind, or did you even think about it, or no?
Partly, I think. I do know that it changed the way I played. I didn't have like that quick sprint that I used to be able to have on the whim. And yeah, I mean, I thought about it a little bit, but when you're young, you're just like,
Yeah,
whatever. So
yeah,
no, it wasn't. I think at first, yes,
right,
but eventually, no. But then again, I also had like a ton of other injuries happen, so
right.
I was a hot mess.
There you go. You also, so you can know, you also own the single season record with 19 goals that you set in 2012. What do you kind of remember about doing that? I mean, you guys had some great teams. I'm sure you had some great memories overall, but like, do you remember that kind of the score in the 19?
Um, Honestly, it might have been against Agnes Scott, and so that was like, heck yeah.
Yeah,
That was our enemies.
right,
But no, really, I didn't really keep track of the number, right? That's
right.
always something that Jay was telling me. But for me to like kind of set that the year after I broke my leg, and then 2012, I don't know if you know this too, I also dislocated my knee that
Oh,
season. So I
yeah,
was out 3, 4, 5 weeks that season,
wow.
2012. And so then for me to come back, because no one gave up on me and worked with me, for me to come back on the field and then, set that record of 19 was pretty cool.
Wow. I mean, you are a hot mess if that's the case because, yeah, I mean,
Oh,
dislocating it, after the break, I mean, that had to have been kind of scary because did you think it was, oh no, again, or did you,
oh, I thought I tore every ligament in my knee. I mean, it
oh
was
no.
it was awful. But luckily it was just kind of a stretch of a ligament. But from there, that's probably the pivotal moment where I did have to play a little bit different. I had to
Mhm.
wear a big brace, and I proceeded to dislocate my knee every year, every
Oh
season.
no.
So yeah, it was kind of in the back of my mind, but also I would never let an injury set me back. So
Wow. That's a testament to your competitiveness.
yeah, it's an
Yeah,
issue.
that's the best way to put it. Yeah. Um, so obviously you didn't really know about either one of those records, kind of, obviously the one being in jeopardy or the other one. Darylyn comes in, she's got 17 right now this season
Yeah,
so far. It's been a really interesting journey because we've had some records be broken at Salem. Last year we had Valeria Rosa Lopez, our one of our volleyball players. She got to 1,000 kills and 1,000
nice.
digs, which was interesting. She did it at home. One of our basketball players last year, Deion Sampson, she had 1,000 points in her career. She did that at home. But Darylyn's got to break my heart. She has to do it on the road at Methodist, and didn't get to do it in front of us. So like I guess for somebody that's obviously not focused on the records and the individuality of it,
Mhm.
is there a record that is there a record that you don't want to see broken? Is there something that you don't want to see touched, or or does it bother you?
Doesn't bother me at all,
Okay.
actually. And yeah, I don't even remember what records I held or hold.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have even known about this one if it weren't for you, John.
Okay. Well, I
But
have to send you a copy of the record book link so
yeah,
you can
please
take a
do.
look through it.
Please
But yeah,
do.
you and all your
But
buddies.
yeah, no, am I happy I held it for 10 years? Yes, absolutely. That's pretty cool. But am I happy that someone broke it? Like I won't cuss, but heck yeah. Like
Okay.
absolutely. That just goes to show that the Salem or the girls that go through Salem are still very, very hardworking. And it just gives, the next classes and generation something to strive for.
Right.
So yeah, no, it's
So
pretty awesome.
So let me ask you a question. This is this is more, I think this is a testament, obviously, to the kind of person that you are, and just talking to you just this little bit that I have. even the emails that we shared. You've been a part of some teams that are going to live here forever. They're going to be remembered forever. You got 2013 and 2014, you guys went back. You went back to back in the NCAA tournament. What on the field, just thinking about on the field right this second, what's your fondest memory of Salem soccer
On the field.
on the field? Or, locker room or, that kind of teammate relationship. What's your fondest memories that kind of stand out as you
God,
look at it?
there's two.
Okay.
One is kind of the overall or overarching experience at Salem. I mean, come on, I'm from Montana. Wasn't sheltered growing up, but I'm from a whole different
Right.
place. And so me moving down there and being able to travel all over Alabama, Tennessee, West Virginia, Ohio, Georgia, that was pivotal for me. That was
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Great, great, great experience. But for on the field, it has to be when we lost to Agnes Scott in the championship in a shootout. And it was the roughest game I have ever played in my entire life. The ref was 100% for Agnes, and we got the crap beat out to us. I mean, I couldn't even walk the next day. I had bruises everywhere. And so it was just an awful, awful, awful game. And then we ended up losing in the shootout. And so,
Oh.
yeah, that memory still sticks.
I know that I've talked to other people about that game and they said the same thing. They said that it was just terrible. I mean, I remember I did a couple of articles during the 250th anniversary of Salem College, or excuse me, of the Academy. And it was kind of interesting because everybody that I talked to said the same thing. They were like, that game was completely in their favor. So, yeah.
Oh, it was, yeah, but don't worry, we took care of them the next year.
Yeah. Do you hate that they still don't play them a little bit?
Do they not play them
They
anymore?
don't play them. Yeah, they don't play them anymore. They're no longer in the league with us. They're in a different league. So when they split the USA South up, they went to another league. So they don't play them. They played them this year. Salem won, so you can be happy. But
Yeah, no, that kind of bugs me.
yeah, yeah,
Like like that
yeah,
was the game. That was the game every season that we all were
yeah.
so hyped up for.
Gotcha. So you said something a minute ago, and I've pretty much asked every young woman this question, so I'll pose it to you as well.
Yeah.
You're a girl from Montana. What in the world made you say? And I mean, I'm from the area. I get it. I know the attraction for myself to Salem.
Yeah.
What in the world made a young woman from Montana say, you know what? This place in North Carolina is pretty cool.
Well, when I was looking for colleges, and there's a it's a multi-answer. One, I didn't want to go to the two colleges in Montana that all my classmates were gonna go to. I am kind of that person that likes to do something new, different than everyone else. So I already knew that I wanted to leave the state. And then two, I knew that I wanted to go on to med school or dental school. And so my education was like my most important thing. But I
Right.
knew I wanted to play soccer and run track so bad in college. And so when I got that random letter from Jay Callahan about, an offer,
Right.
I honestly didn't even blink twice.
Yeah.
I never visited. I literally just
Really? You
met.
never
No,
went to campus.
no,
Wow.
no. I was just like, North Carolina? Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
Didn't even think twice about it. Had everything that I wanted. And my dad was like an all women's college. That's probably in a really small class size. He's like, that's going to be a really good place for your education.
Wow. Yeah.
And yeah, my mom took me out there and we just both experienced it together. And it was by far the best decision I ever met or I
Wow.
ever made. Mhm.
Wow. Wow. That's cool. That's a great story. So tell us kind of what you're doing now. What are you
Yeah.
up to
So
now?
basically, what I just said, I mean, it lived up to my expectations. Salem College was by far the best time of my life. And it gave me the education and the experiences for me to get into a professional college that year that I was graduating. So people saw that on
Right.
applications. And I made the best relationships with my professors, which you would have never gotten that at a university.
Right.
No way. So yeah, after that, I went straight to dental school. I got into dental school. So I moved up to Minnesota and did 5 years there of training. And then I finally, 9 years later, came back home to Billings, Montana. And now I'm
Um,
a practicing dentist.
very cool. Well,
Yeah,
congratulations. You got to
thank
live out
you.
your dream and play and dislocate your knees and everything. So yeah, that's awesome.
Yep, yep. Still suffer from the broken leg too. Always
What
causes.
was your initial thoughts when you saw it the first time? Was it
Oh, stunning and humid. Oh my gosh, humid.
yeah, by
Because
the
I
way, it's still
never,
humid.
yeah, I don't even think I've ever really been anywhere that was humid. So us like,
Yeah.
stepping off the plane, I remember like,
Yeah.
holy crap.
Yeah.
And then the pre-seasons in August
Yeah.
was miserable, but so beautiful.
Yeah.
I adapted very well. I
It's
loved it.
it's still humid. That hasn't changed. I can tell you that for a matter of fact, it has not changed. Still very humid. So, for anybody that doesn't like the humidity, obviously they're not gonna
Yeah,
like it
no.
at
Oh
all.
no.
It's not Florida humid, but it's getting there.
It's
But if
yeah,
the hurricanes keep happening, it's going to keep pushing Florida up further and
I
further.
know.
We might become Florida. So,
That's scary.
but
Yeah,
yeah, I mean that's awesome.
and the friendships that I gained there, I still have some of my best friends from Salem College that I keep in touch with. I've already been back to North Carolina to visit, and I visited like Jay Callahan and
Right.
Mike and coaches and Steven. And yeah, it was
Yeah, yeah. The only departure out of that group would be Eddie. Eddie's now at
same.
nearby Carolina University, so so it was Piedmont International at that point.
Oh
So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Eddie moved over there a couple of years ago,
Oh
so that's where
wow.
he's at now. But yeah, um, so yeah, I don't have anything else. I will say this was enjoyable. It's
Absolutely.
always great to keep in touch with the alumni and to make that connection. Like I said, I mean, for somebody that's a writer that gets to write about your teams, I hate I didn't get to see them. I see your numbers and I see what you guys did,
I
and
know.
if you ever pick up the articles or you ever read the articles on salemspirits.com, you can obviously tell that my appreciation for everything that you guys have done throughout, it's tremendous. And then I think what's great is that you guys built something that's still a legacy now.
Yeah.
And I look around the campus, we're adding things, we're adding a brand new beach volleyball court.
Nice.
We redid our tennis courts recently, and we've got some growth, that's taking place in the department. So it's cool to be able to always reconnect with your past and to be able to bring, the memories of the Jay Callahan teams and
Yeah.
your teams and what you guys did. It's always good to keep it in there because you guys built something, I think, a lot like Salem volleyball is doing right now, and a lot like some other sports are in the process of doing right now. I think Salem softball could say the same thing. So it's cool that we're putting that all back together and keeping the link with the past. So
I know. Thank you for displaying all that and going through it all. And,
yeah,
I'm glad that Salem's continuing to grow because it's a special place.
it is definitely. And so anyway, but we next time you come back, we'll have our Sawyer Ferguson Day. We'll get President McGee to give you a key to the campus so that way
Woo!
you guys can you guys can talk and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that would be awesome. But
I'd love to visit again
yeah,
sometime.
definitely.
Years, so
Well, thank you. And
yes.
so I just have one very funny last question for you. Can we all come to your house in Montana and can we go fly fishing? Like, will you teach us?
100%.
Okay, as long as you can
Everyone
promise us
needs to put
that.
it on their bucket list.
Okay, as long as you can promise us that, then we're in good
Okay.
shape. But
Got
yeah,
it.
if you see a white Jeep drive up in your driveway, don't think anything about it. I'll just back up and you'll see the North Carolina plates will be set.
You got it. I'll open my door for you.
All right, sounds good. Well, thank you, Sawyer. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you. And also good job to Darylyn.
Oh, thank you very much. I
Yeah,
know
you
that she's
tell her
going to
that.
appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
All
Thank you
right.
so much. Yep.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.